evening, great evening. All right, all right. Great evening, great evening. Go ahead and let us know where you are zooming in from, chatting in from. Let us know where you are coming in from in the chat feature. Those that are in the group, let us know where you are. Go ahead and put the person who has invited you. Go ahead and put them in the comment section. We definitely want to know who invited you on tonight. Great evening, great evening. All right, we got a lot of people coming in. This is awesome. So happy Monday to everyone who is on. We got about 60 seconds before we get started. Keep going, keep letting us know where you are zooming in from. And if you are watching this live within our group, go ahead and put hashtag live in the chat. Less than 60 seconds, go ahead and let us know where you're zooming in from, where you're commenting from, who invited you to our group, because we got to talk about some money tonight. It is making money moves. So go ahead. I see some hashtag lives. Awesome, awesome. It is the top of the hour, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us on this evening. Hopefully you had a fantastic Monday, and we're going to make it even more fantastic on tonight. My name is Amanda Owens. I am zooming in from the heartbeat of the Gulf Coast, Mobile, Alabama. So glad that y'all can make it with us tonight on this money talk. I'm going to go ahead and step out of the way and bring my coach to the line. Y'all, she is from the North Alabama area, born and raised. Can I tell you that she started this business on a part-time basis? Part-time, making a six-figure income during the day, and quickly made a six-figure income at night working this business. Matter of fact, she went to $250,000 before she decided to jump into this opportunity on a full-time basis. She is a mom. She is a wife. Can I tell you that she has an organization that covers multiple countries, over 6,000 individuals worldwide? Can I also tell you that she loves helping people, and now wearing that diamond ring signifying that she's making $500,000 on an annual basis. Top income earner in the 0.01% of our company, five-star director, Miss Latoria Mayberry.
Well, thank you, McCall. That's okay. Thank you, Miss Amanda Owens, for that gracious introduction. Go ahead and give our guest co-host. We just need to get him co-host. But thank you for opening up the line, welcoming everyone to this Zoom on tonight. Everybody put in the chat, money talks, because we're going to have a money talk conversation on tonight. And the gentleman that's just is going to join us to have this conversation with us, everybody, I met him about 9 years ago now. 9 years ago, he may say it was a little bit longer, but I met him in the time in my life I was time broke. Everywhere I worked for the Department of Defense to Counter Narcotics Terrorism Program, climbed up the corporate ladder pretty quickly, as they say. Started making six figures on that good government job, which took me 11 years. But he gave me a blueprint in the network marketing industry. But I don't know if anybody is like me, that thought, oh, network marketing, I don't do that. Who thought like that? Raise your hand if you thought like that. That was my sentiment. I don't do that. Nope, I don't recruit. I don't sell. I'm not a good salesperson. I'm not the person for this. But then he helped me see that I was doing it anyway, but I wasn't getting paid. He was like, you got a servant heart. He says, service to many leads to greatness. You help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. And he gave me that blueprint. And as Miss Amanda Owens told you, in 2 years, I matched my government salary. In 3 years, $250,000, and now over $500,000 because of this gentleman, his coaching, his mentoring, and his mindset talks. They helped me shift my mindset from an employee to an entrepreneur. Well, this gentleman, everybody, is a millionaire inside of the company. He is not only a millionaire, but he created another millionaire. He's created $500,000 earners, $250,000 earners, six-figure earners inside of the company. He's one of the top 3 income earners in all of Planet Marketing, leading an organization of well over $46 100,000 people. Woo, y'all, that's a lot, right? But listen, he served our country for over 2 decades, fighting for our country's freedom. But he said the military taught him a lot of things, but it didn't give him a wealth strategy. Now that he's found one, he's used to serving the country, helping people become free, but now he's helping people become financially free with this opportunity. He's crisscrossing the planet. Everyone, he's our 4-time reigning MVP, our current MVP. Let me bring to the line, because he got many accolades, Mr. Orlando Moore. How are you on today?
I'm doing extremely well, Mrs. McCombs. I'm doing extremely well, ma'am. Can you hear me okay and see me okay?
I can. You look nice in your navy blue.
Well, thank you, my Alma. Thank y'all.
Well, Mr. Moore, thank you. Thank you for joining us on tonight. You didn't even hesitate when I reached out to you, and I was like, I need to have a talk with my coach. You know, we have private talks, but now we can have public talks where people can hear what you have poured into me these last 8 years to help shift my mindset. So I appreciate you, and thank you for always being accessible and available. Because sometimes, you know, people look at these opportunities and they say to themselves, well, you know what? I jump inside stuff. I can't talk to my coach. I can't reach out to my coach. I don't have anybody to help me. But you have changed the whole dynamics of network marketing. You're accessible, you're reachable, you're touchable, and you make sure you do that for everyone. And I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Well, Ms. McCombs, thank you again for affording me the opportunity to serve in this capacity. And that's what I'll start with from that standpoint. In this industry, most people aren't servant leaders, but they really care about the people to the degree that they need to. And again, of course, it starts with you, but it can't be just about you in this industry. And especially here at Planet Marketing, and again, our founder, our visionary, Mr. Bradley, he modeled it for me. And I just emulated the things that he already was doing. And because I have the heart for people, just like yourself, we take it very serious. And honestly, I brought the transferable skill from the military as well. Because my philosophy in the military, I never measured my success by what I do. How successful were my soldiers? That was how I measured my success. And guess what? Same principle here. I don't measure my success by what I do, but how successful are people that's with me. And Ms. Mayberry, you partner with me. So my goal is to make sure you have massive success as to whatever it is that you wanted to achieve. So it's an honor.
Well, thank you. And we're going to jump right in. But before we do, I got to throw it back at Miss Amanda Owens, which I did. 1-star director with a team of well over, 100 people. She's she's leading to help them achieve financial freedom in the top 0.1% of the company. And not only that, Mr. Moore, she's a servant leader. Not only does she serve her team, but the big team. Again, when I asked her, she said yes. Yes, right away. I will go live for you and I will open up the Zoom. So thank you, Miss Amanda Owens. Thank you. Thank you. So
Ms. McCombs, and I know this is not scripted, but can I say something about Ms. Owens real quick?
Yes, she brought you about
What? Yes, she did. I actually just saw her on yesterday in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. As you mentioned, she lives in Mobile, Alabama, but she makes the best apple pie in the world. Don't y'all request it, but she does make the best apple pie in the world. Ooh, Lord, I'm sorry.
So he loved to eat, because that's why I knew what he was gonna say. Look, everybody, that's the good thing about travel, though. We're in the travel industry, so most people who love to travel are foodies. Any foodies on here? I know y'all love to travel and eat all the time, right? But listen, guests online, do this for me. Come in the chat. Go ahead and thank the person that invited you. Go ahead, just say thank you in the chat and let them know that you have came on this Zoom, because we're going to unpack some powerful information in this interview that's going to help you shift your mindset, change your life, and upgrade your bank account. Mr. Moore, I like that. So thank you for again. So the first thing is Mr. Orlando Moore. Who are you? I want to set the presence for this, not just what you accomplished here, but who are you and what made you look at the network marketing industry?
Well, Orlando Moore is a gentleman who come from very humble beginnings, raised poor, lower middle class in a little small town called Century, Florida. Raised in a single parent household. My father was killed in a car accident. My twin sister and I was 8 years of age. So I did watch my mother struggle to raise 6 kids. And I always had a desire to help my mom. So I would say at the basic fiber of me, I'm that person who always wanted to be of assistance, who wanted to help any way I could. And my mother became my first mentor, of course, and I watched her, and she modeled and had good values that she instilled in me. So fast forward, when I graduated from high school at the age of 17, graduated a little bit early because of my birthday and things of that nature, my mother signed for me to go into the military because that was my way out of Century, Florida. And again, we didn't have any college funds set up, things of that nature. But mother made sure that I didn't know we were poor, right? Because of the love. And she made sure we had everything we needed. Maybe not everything you wanted, but everything you needed, you had. And so I joined the military at the age of 17, 22 years, 39 when I retired from the military at the age of 39. So 22 years military service, and retired. I went back into the workforce. As you mentioned, I'm a father, most importantly, and I have been married. Again, I don't know how we're going to go. I've been married twice and divorced twice, right? But there were lessons. There were lessons. So who I am today, the Orlando Moore you see today, is a gentleman who have gone through his process. I've embraced my process. I'm not ashamed of where I've come from, and I'm not ashamed of where I'm going. Because the fact is, Ms. McCombs, most people don't have self-awareness as to who they really are. I know who I am. And I will say, and I'm not going to preach, but I'm a child of the King, number one. And I realized that I have a greater purpose than just me. So I love, love, love helping people. I love what I do. I love this business, and I love seeing people's lives change for the rest of their life. And this is very impactful. And I always say our business, Ms. McCombs, is bigger than just a business. And even as evident of you and me, our relationship is bigger than just business. So that's who Orlando Moore is. Caring, kind person, do have a dark side. Don't get on that, right? Meaning I don't play a lot of games, and I don't have time for foolishness. And I've grown through a lot. And so nothing upsets me like it used to. I don't have a quick temper like I used to, because that's called personal development, professional development. And I've grown into a person that you see today. And that's why you got me on here today, because I'm not the same person I used to be. Otherwise, you never would have had me on a Zoom interviewing. Dude.
But it's great that you said you grow through what you go through. And one thing that you said, I had to have a reality check of who I really was. And once you stop and really look at who you are, where you are in life, do you want more? And you decided, well, I saw my mom raise 6 kids by herself. You didn't know the struggle. You got what you needed, didn't get everything you wanted, but you got what you needed. And you said, wait a minute, I'm going into military. I want to pay it forward. I want to make sure I'm able to take care of my mom. And I want to be transparent with you, because when I heard that story from you, that's what really shifted my mindset and my goals from me to my parents. I'm like, they raised me all these years. I want to give them the freedom where they can sit down, enjoy life, travel, live, and don't have to worry about anything, because I saw you do it. You modeled it. So thank you for that. So can you share your journey from when you first started in network marketing to reaching millionaire status? Just a little bit. You don't got to share the whole entire journey, but just some of the key points.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I got started in the industry in 2007. Once I retired from the military, I got started in the industry. I was still on terminal leave from the military, and I landed a job as a contractor with the government. So that contract took me back into Iraq, the war zone back in the day. And the fact is, I had a business in the industry of network marketing, and I really didn't understand it, because I had never been in the industry. I was a soldier for 22 years. So my journey started 2007 from the desert of Iraq. And long story short, I was over there sharing with people. It was in a travel space, different company. And I was like, man, next time you go on R&R, next time you're ready to go on leave, compare the prices on my website for an opportunity to earn your business. And people thought I was crazy. It was like, you've been out here in this desert too long. The heat done got to you. You ain't gonna make no money on that stuff, man. And one of my business-minded friends, Mr. McCone, sat me down, and he said, Orlando, thanks for letting me book on your website, but what do I need to do to own my own website? And I said, well, just go here, this is this. And I realized they paid me for a referral. And can I tell you, that simple act shifted my entire mindset. Because what I realized, Ms. McComb, early in my career, I was treating people like consumers, and consumers spend money. Merchants make money. And what I realized, people don't need help spending money. People needed help making money. So I shifted my mindset and I began to share the opportunity with everyone how they can own their own business as opposed to, because we understand our employee rights, but like myself, I didn't know I had entrepreneur rights. So that's how my industry career started, 2007, from Iraq. And then I met Mr. Bradley, the owner of the company today, who he was a rep like I was, but one of the senior business partners. And I had done some great things during that time. The first 6 months in the business, I broke records from Iraq. And they was like, man, whoever this guy is, I need to meet him. And Mr. Bradley summons me. He said, when he set foot back on US soil, please bring him to me. I need to meet this gentleman. I met Mr. Bradley, rest of the organization. And from that day forward, it was game over. And Mr. Bradley simply said to me, Orlando Moore, if you allow me to help you, I can help you become flat out wealthy. Now, you got to understand, Mr. McComb, again, you're talking to a gentleman from humble beginnings, 22 years in the military, and not once had I ever had anyone to tell me they wanted to help my family become wealthy. So I took Mr. Bradley up on that. And here we are today, 7 figures later, 6 figures per month, because of the process.
And Ms. Moore, you know, one great point you made, you know, you didn't try to gather all the information before you got started. You got started because you knew you wanted something different. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you very transparently, what appealed to me was the home-based business aspect of it. And my cousin introduced me to it. I was in Korea getting ready to retire. When he first exposed me, I didn't even look at it when he first told me. So I didn't get started immediately. It was once I got to the States from Korea and they had a retirement dinner for me. And my cousin said, man, if you took a look at this, I know you'll be involved. You got to take a look at this. And that's how I got started. So I got started just to get Uncle Sam out of my pocket with a legitimate home-based business. I didn't get started because I was an astute businessman. I knew business and all this stuff. No, I wanted something. And transparently, Ms. McCombs, I didn't even have the money to get started. Mm-hmm. And back then it was $500. And I was retiring from the military and I could not put my hands on $500. And I share that because I was in between blessings because of my mindset. And I realized now I've changed those generational habits, not generational curses, generational habits, where I was just living check to check, month to month. Never thought beyond that because that's all I knew. So yes, I wanted more and I desired more. And then later on, and I'll share later on in my story, I realized I deserved more.
Right.
Because I didn't always realize I deserved more because I didn't know anything different. Real talk.
What I've noticed in just studying millionaires and, you know, being just in your presence, millionaires don't take years doing research. They take risks and they figure it out in the process. And as I hear your story, no, you know, you were ignorance on fire. You really didn't know what you had in the palm of your hand. You just had a business that you invested in and you said, wait a minute, I got a business. I'm about to make a profit. So when you take your next trip, patronize my website, get your flights, get your hotel room. And little did you know, someone was going to just start the process of the network marketing where you're building and you're helping other people. I love the industry of network marketing now because I thought it was taboo. I thought people that came into the network marketing industry, Mr. Moore, didn't have careers. They didn't have education. You know, they were just, that was my thought process.
Right.
Again, thank you for educating me and, you know, helping with my ignorance. And I'm going to say ignorance because that was ignorant thinking that was the case. When now I see doctors, lawyers, NFL players, NBA players, I see, you know, everybody understanding the object of multiple streams of income. So if you want, you know, if you touch on that a little bit, you know, just having access to the multiple streams of income.
Absolutely. And honestly, it's just more now than back in the day because the history of the industry, and I won't go too deep with it, but the history of the industry of network marketing, pyramid schemes, pyramids used to be legal. They used to be legal. And then they made them illegal. And that's why people still had a problem transitioning because they became illegal, where you could transfer money, no goods or services. That was legal back in the day. And so some people still have the great grandfather pyramid scheme in their head because that's what they were taught. But today's network marketing industry, Ms. McCombs, we understand it's business. It's a business model. And all of us participate, we just aren't compensated for the word of mouth advertising we're already doing. So that's the difference. And that's why now every career field is in this industry,
Yes.
every walk of life. It doesn't matter. And in fact, a few years ago, Forbes did an article on the industry of network marketing. And simply put, they said, it's a viable retirement option. Network marketing, Ms. McCombs, it's more documentation now than ever before. And people don't have that same poor mindset that, oh, this is a pyramid. If somebody says it's a pyramid to these days, they just really ignorant to the fact and they don't understand the business model.
I love it. I love it. So, Mr. Moore, and I just want to kind of stay in that vein just a little bit, because I know people on here, they probably have looked at the opportunity more than once, probably looked at it 4 or 5 times, but they're so indecisive because they think in their mind, again, this is mindset we're talking about. I don't know if I could be good at this. I don't know anything about the industry. I got to talk to people. I'm an introvert. And most people don't know that you really are. And I have to tell my team, you are an introvert. You would rather spend more time with yourself than you would in the public. You do it because you understand politics, economics, and servant leadership. So can you talk about that?
Absolutely. And the first thing that comes to mind when I hear you ask that question is 2 words: limiting belief. People have limiting belief. That's why they say, I can't do it. I won't be good at it. Oh, I don't know if that's for me. That's limiting belief. That's all that is. If you believed it was possible for you to take, let's say in our business, take $200, a one-time investment, and just get a return on your investment for the rest of your life, would that not be a good investment? So limiting belief is why people say those things. I don't know if it's for me. I'm an introvert. It's not for me. I know I did something like that. Limiting belief. 2 words, limiting belief. And you got to change that, because again, when you really realize the opportunity and understand, and I want to make it plain, Ms. McCombs, and very simple. That's why you've heard me say a million times, if you're looking for a complex formula, you're going to miss this. It's simple. Literally get paid for things that you and the people you know are going to do anyway, and be compensated. Now, the reason it's limiting belief also, because when we think about the industry, of course, we are in sales. And guess what most sales people have? Quotas. You got to sell this. You got to sell a certain amount of hotels. There are no quotas here. But if you don't know that, because of the ignorance, you never took a look at it, understood, then that's why you have those limiting beliefs. But we don't have any quotas. You could be your best customer, like you decided to be when I told you I was my best customer. You're like, well, that just makes sense. And it makes sense to everybody. So it's good common sense, it's business sense, and those 2 together make perfect sense.
Another thing is with network marketing, I see is, people think of it as a get rich quick scheme. And I always say, no, it's not, but you can get rich quick if you remain coachable, teachable, and allow, someone to help you, coach you, train you, and develop you. But when I started studying the industry of network marketing and just having conversations with you and Mr. Bradley, it was a reality check for me with network marketing. My job, I knew, was created to pay my bills. And on a part-time basis, I could actually build a business part-time, but have access to multiple streams of income. And just to see what you did in 5 years with this aggressive compensation plan. You became a millionaire in 5 years, Mr. Moore. I know you had some more years in the industry, so you got some training from, the military to this point, but we're going to talk about those transferable skills, because as I look how long I worked for corporate America, you make it over $100,000 a month. That was not going to happen for me in corporate America. So can you talk about that?
You're exactly right. And again, it's powerful because it does matter. And I got to put that disclaimer out there. It does matter, the company, the product, and the compensation plan. And what Mr. Bradley created with Planet Marketing is the things he learned over the last 11 years before starting his company. And now he's 19 years in the industry. And he's an astute businessman, been an entrepreneur his entire young adult life. So he took everything he learned and put it into his company. The things that worked good, things that were aggressive, and he ramped them up. And then the things that where there were some benchmarks in the industry standard, he lowered it. So it's more attainable for people. And what do I mean? Usually you have to have 500 people in your organization to be recognized as a leader. In that first company we was involved in, my first experience, it was 500 people. And I became a director in that company with 500 people. Whatever the level was, but I became a first level director with 500 people. Mr. Bradley said, I want to identify leadership early. So he said 100 people. Wow. And you get a leadership bonus and then the team bonuses. So the aggressiveness of this compensation plan is what helps people like me, like you, earn $250,000 part-time. Mr. Combs, it's crazy. But again, it's not easy, but it's simple. And if you do those simple things consistently, there's no limit to the amount of income you can earn. And Mr. Bradley put that in place too. No limits.
How many on the line know that you deserve it? How many believe that they deserve it? Because that's what the limited beliefs he's talking about. Some people don't believe that they deserve it. And I didn't even know it was possible. And Mr. Moore, which y'all did tell me probably 6 years ago, if you stop working your business, Latoria, you still gonna make 6 figures. I looked at Mr. Brad like, no, that cannot be true. He said, you already built a solid organization of people who's not going to stop working. I said, well, you don't have to worry about me. I'm never going to stop working. And then he was right. Within 5 months after him telling me that, I hit 6 figures. And then the next year, $250,000. And Mr. Moore, my job would have paid me $25,000 a month residually.
And
Help my limited belief. That's what y'all need to put in chat. Help my limited belief.
and again, that's what makes this so powerful. And we're very responsible with our message here at Planet Marketing as well. We don't tell people quit your job. We don't say, Mr. Ray talks about multiple streams of income. Your job helping you make a living. Yeah, but we talk about making a fortune because now you got access to those multiple streams of income, the legacy piece. So it's so much here that so many people can benefit from. And that's why, again, we changed the game in the industry with Planet Marketing. It's amazing. And I'm excited because we're just getting started.
Now, some people look at the industry and say, man, they do a lot of work. They work hard. But in my mindset, I'm like, you work hard for somebody else every single day, hate the job that you go on, but you don't want to work hard for yourself. What is some things, strategies, techniques, what you say to the guest on the line? Well, resources that we have in place. They help people that have that belief, but you're gonna have to work hard. We tell people you can't get something for nothing. You got to do some work.
And that's the starting point, what you just stated, because at the beginning of the year, people have New Year's resolutions. Personally, I don't make resolutions. I have solutions. Secondly, people look for something for nothing. And at the end of the year, they have nothing. So they thought they was get something for nothing when they really got nothing at the end of the year. So next year they say the same mindset. But with this, yes, it's simple. It's not easy. Why? Because you're dealing with people. But when I tell people all the time, it's because you have to be the first one that's sold. As you stated, you got to know you deserve it. And when you know you deserve it, there's nothing or no one that can stop you but you. Because when you go out there and you decide to help some people, it's called game over. Like you said, you can stop working today. Your organization is going to grow through the roof. And again, what Mr. Bradley put in place with this legacy piece, you leave this earth. I leave this earth tonight. My income's still going to stand beyond the grave. So you go out there and build it. It's going to help you tremendously. And we don't say you go do it. We say let's go do it. So that person on the line today who's saying, man, well, and I have people had a misconception too, Ms. McCombs. Well, Mr. Moore, I can't do what you do, nor should you.
Right.
Nor should you.
Right.
Why? Because one, you don't have my goals. You don't have my resources now. So you can't do, but the power is in part-time. So what strategy would I tell the person out there today? One word, which is a wealth building principle called leverage. Don't go at it alone. If you're working this business by yourself, it's because you choose to, period. And you got to leverage, just like you did. And you're the model of it. You're the epitome of leverage. I looked it up in the dictionary earlier. I say leverage, they said Latoya Mayberry McCombs. Leverage, very important.
After you told me to spare you my brilliance. Because at first I was not. I was that uncoachable person. You're like, listen, I understand what you've done in your career, but spare me your brilliance and leverage me. I want to help you. And in corporate America, you don't get that. You don't get, I want to help you get where I'm at. It's like a crab, but a crab's in the bucket, everybody pulling you down. But here you're like, I want to help you because when you win, I win. We all win together. So everybody on the line, understand you got access to 2 debt-free companies, Planet Market and Teletravel. And Teletravel gives you the ability to own your own independent travel agency, sell travel, earn commission, and Planet Marketing gives you the ability to help other people. And Mr. Moore, right now, more than ever, why is there a sense of urgency? Why now? People are not even looking to see if I want to get in Planet Marketing. What they're looking to see is who I want to partner with. Right now is the time. People think from the beginning, no, we're in a stage of this business where people need to get in position, Mr. Moore.
Absolutely. And I would start with the economy. And if you're not aware, if you're asleep right now and don't realize how challenging the economy is, then you need to wake up. That's why you need to have something. If not this, then what? But definitely, I suggest this because of the simplicity of it, the aggressiveness of the compensation plan, our business model, our product, all the things, the guarantees that are in place. You need something because here at Planet Marketing, Ms. McCombs, we've created our own economy. So the economy might be bad, but our economy is amazing. Millionaires before momentum, $500,000 earners like yourself. So the economy should be a reason because we live in a capitalistic society and you need capital, period. And if people don't understand that, they're going to miss. But because most people don't have these kind of money talks conversations, like you titled this, that's why people are not aware. And then we might get the information, but do we have those money talk conversations with our families? Because wealth is taught in the homes, not in schools. And so you got to really have this pay it forward mentality. If you found a way to win for your family, why would you not empower and share with other people? That's the importance of that. But right now, every single person should capitalize on this opportunity because it's going to be a household name. And you caught this one. And we are in that beginning phase of something called momentum. And every company goes through 4 phases: formulation, concentration, momentum, and stability. And Planet Marketing is going to be that household name in the industry of network marketing, just like the Avons of the world, just like all the other network marketing Mary Kays of the world. You're going to hear Planet Marketing in this industry as an industry icon. And there's only, I'm going to say only 113,000 active travel advisors. Let's call it 60,000 reps. Imagine when we have 1 million reps like Mary Kay. If Mary Kay had a matrix. So you caught this one. You caught this one, the beginning phase of momentum. And last point, Ms. McCombs, this is going to help people if they really understand that. And you've heard me say it a million times, especially in our leadership zone. You got to maximize this moment in time. You have to maximize this moment in time. So if you're a guest on this line tonight, stop procrastinating, stop waiting, get started, and let us help you. And give it your best effort. Not, I'm gonna see how I go. No, come with the mindset, I gotta go for it. And if you're in this business right now, y'all, you can't be casual in this moment in time. We are in the beginning phase of momentum. Ms. McCombs?
I'm gonna quote Eminem. If you had one shot in life, would you capture it or would you let it slip away? Don't continue to let it slip away. Because I always say people are here by divine appointment. You're not just here by happenstance. You didn't just see this on Facebook. You just wasn't invited by somebody you knew or you didn't know. We're building family wealth. We're building an opportunity where we're spreading the word because we know what we have in the palm of our hand. And we're saying we're looking to save people financially. That's it. So what would you say to those individuals who look at this opportunity and say, well, you know what? I don't like when people say no to me. How to deal with that rejection or that discouragement? How did you deal with it, Mr. Moore?
Well, first of all, make it an ally, not your enemy. And the other piece is understand the difference in rejection and objection. That's why I always tell people, because most people, they get objection, but act as though it's rejection. Now, nobody wants to be rejected. Nobody. And some of y'all can remember when you first got that rejection. You probably was 5 years old in kindergarten. You got that little note. Do you like me? Yes, no, maybe. And you got the first form of rejection. Well, listen, nobody likes to be rejected, but we're all told no when we're younger and growing up. No, you can't go outside. No, you can't play with that. No, you can't do this. No, you can't stay up late and watch TV. No, you can't. No, 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 no. So we all have received some form of rejection. Some of us internalize it and understand in this business, Ms. McCombs, the person not rejecting you. They might be rejecting the opportunity because they don't have enough information. But most people don't like rejection because they take it personal. How did I overcome it? I don't take it personal. And the first time I got a rejection, guess what I said? They didn't understand what I was attempting to share with them. See, I took inventory of myself and I said, I got to do a better job of conveying the message. And I've gotten good at it, where a person can't tell me no. They might say not now, but you can't tell me no. Why? Because I ask the questions that are empowering where it makes sense. And you know my peak interest questions. You're going to say, yeah, yeah. Now you might not be for you right now, but you can't tell me no, that this business doesn't make sense. So how do you overcome rejection? Understand the difference between objection and rejection. 2, don't take it personal. They're not rejecting you. They're saying no to their future. But get good at asking empowering questions where you always get a yes.
I have 2 more questions, and then we'll take a few questions from the guests on the line. Well, my next to last question is, we have people on the line that try to do the balancing act, or they saying no to something they truly don't understand because they work a full-time job, their mom, their husband, their wife, their father. And what would you say to those people? How do you balance the demands of your network marketing business and your personal life? And you coach people who work part-time, so they have personal life, network marketing, and their jobs. So what would you say to those individuals?
Well, number one, you have to empathize with people. You have to empathize with people. So I'm going to speak from a coaching standpoint and what I do. From the coaching standpoint, when I understand the dynamics, and this is the place where people fall short. I don't know you well enough to give you some good advice. Meaning, I don't know your family. I don't know your why. I don't know that you have a job. So I treat you as though you're full-time like me. That's the mistake that people make. So we don't really build rapport with people. Latoria, I'm still building rapport with you. When we partnered together, I knew you worked a job, a demanding job with the Federal Department of Defense. I knew that you were a single mom. I knew your parents. I knew all those things. So I knew how to help you. But oftentimes people get involved in the industry, they want to help people, but they don't even know the people. So that's number one, help them people by understanding who they are, what means the most to them. Now you identifying their reason why, and that's how you help the people and help them find pockets of time, just like you did. And every morning on your drive to work, we had our coaching calls. You would call me every morning after Inspiration Morning Vitamin on your way to work. So we spent time, right? That's what people don't do. They never know how to help the people. So they treat people like cookie cutter. No, it's tailor-made. Meet people where they are. Empathize with people, and it's going to help them. So with the balancing stuff, help people find the time. We have the time because everybody's busy. But guess what? Busy is a relative word. Busy doing what? You can find some time. For me personally, what I've learned is that when you really understand your full potential, man, it becomes addictive. When you begin to understand your full potential, see, I'm obsessed with winning now. Remember I said I didn't really know who I was trying to find. Now that I know what I know that I know that I know, I'm obsessed with winning. I'm obsessed with helping people. I'm obsessed with changing people's lives. I'm obsessed because when you find your full potential, it becomes addictive. And Ms. McCombs, that helps with everything because there is no balance. There's only priorities. Now, money isn't everything, but it takes money to take care of the people who mean everything. Ms. McCombs?
And I tell you, I was that busy person. That was my excuse with you. I was so busy. I had this going on, this going on, this on. But reality was I was busy being broke. That was reality.
And
Because
that's the
when I
majority of
looked at my bank, when I looked at my bank account, I couldn't do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. When I looked at my bank account, I didn't have a savings account that if something was to happen to my job, I had something to fall back on. And we saw what happened in 2019, 2020. It's not if it happens again, it's when it happens again.
Absolutely.
Prepared for it. Last question. Where do you see the company Planet Marketing and IntelliTravel, the two companies together, where do you see their future? Because I know you sit with Mr. Bradley, and some people ask the question, y'all been around, y'all in momentum. What's the next step? What
Man.
does he have next?
Well, first of all, when I say opportunity of a lifetime, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. But the fact is, opportunities of a lifetime must be seized during the lifetime of the opportunity, because all of us have been in the right place at the right time. Because we all have made this statement: if I would have known then, what I know now, ooh, I would have, I could have, I should have. That means you were there. Well, if you can hear the sound of my voice, not only are you in the right place at the right time, you're in the right place this time. And you deal with the right people. Because again, there's only, and I'm saying only, 110 to 15,000 of us worldwide. And we say 20 different countries and territories, but we're really only in the United States, United Kingdom, and the Caribbeans, to be honest. And guess what? We still expanding in Ireland, Canada, Germany coming, and at some point, Africa, continents. So we're talking about a global opportunity. So where do I see the company? Ms. McCall, I see 100,000 plus people in your organization. You becoming a 9-star, right?
Me too.
Absolutely. So, and if I tell people, if you don't dream big, you can work for people who have big dreams. But this pales in comparison to what it's going to be. And some people are going to remember when it was only $200. And when there's a $2,000 price point on it, they're gonna like, wow, you got started when it was only $200? Oh wow, you was there when there's only $2,000 for that company? Oh, it's $10,000 now? Yeah. I'm just saying, this is that moment in time we'll never get back. So all of us have an opportunity for only $200 to debt-free companies. And there are gonna be some people who look back at this moment in time, one, and wish they would have done more. And number two, have to tell a sad story to their children and or grandchildren. When they say, Mom, you was there. When they talked about really capitalize on the moment in time. Papa, I know you wasn't there when Ms. McCombs and Mr. Moore said, yeah, don't miss this moment in time. And most people, they're gonna miss it. You know why? Because the majority of people never understand the true value of a moment until it becomes a memory. And they look back at the moment in time and say, man, I missed it. Don't miss it.
Right. Somebody put in the chat, remind me of McDonald's. Me too. When I first heard the story of McDonald's, 30 years ago, it's a $500 investment. Now it's multi-millions even to invest in there.
And guess what? Real quick, Mr. McCombs, to that point, do you know how many franchises McDonald's have right now around the world? 41,800. I have 43,000 people in my organization alone. Put it in perspective. When people understand, you get to franchise yourself through relationships. So if this was a franchise, imagine Orlando Moore having 43,000 franchises around the world. McDonald's has 41,800. I got 43,000 in my organization alone. That's where we're going. So you got to see yourself. You got to picture it for yourself. Very important.
That's good. That's good. And, we always talk about, for the people that are in the business, sometimes the business may not be going the way you expect it to. Most of the time it's the commitment, it's the consistency within the business. But I remember you always saying, if you stick and stay, you get your pay. And I always tell people, you jump out the matrix, you commit financial suicide. Because as you say, where we're going, you still want to be, you still want to be in the business. You still want to be invested in your business. It's like buying stock for Apple and then you sold your stock and then Apple now works. Y'all, come on. Come on, economics and politics. So Mr. Moore, that's all I have. What would you say See, I mean, what would be your closing comments to the individuals on the line? Because you gave some powerful nuggets, and I know I have more questions, but you kind of touched on a lot of them. But what would you say to that individual who's looking to start their business, but still on the fence, I guess, and just don't know? Or
Well,
maybe they were like you when you said, I didn't even have the $500 investment.
well, what I would say to the guests, first of all, number one, make a decision. And then make that decision the right decision. Meaning, get started. The greatest time wasted is time getting started. Started do to get started, and once you do, make a decision to win. Very important, because winning in your business means different things to different people. Ladies and gentlemen, you have an opportunity of a lifetime before you. I don't believe any of us on this Zoom, or if you're viewing later, if it's recorded, whatever the case may be, I don't believe you've ever had an opportunity to take $200 one time, $199.90 to be exact, one time, startup costs for 2 debt-free companies, and have access for only $2 a day, $60 per month for both businesses, but yet have unlimited access to the entire world of travel as a merchant, unlimited access to people, because people are your resources, the ability to pay it forward, and get paid for generations to come because of the legacy component Mr. Bradley put in place called the Planet Pledge. I don't believe any of us ever had an opportunity like that. And if I was to open up this line and take a poll and ask the question, how many of you, if your parents had an opportunity to do something that would have set you up for success and financial freedom by the time you became the age of an adult, raise your hand if you want them to do that. Everybody will raise their hand. Well, the newsflash is you are your parent. You have the opportunity now to do something that you wish they would have done. So that's what I want to say to the guests. Don't make $1 million decision. It's only $200, but those $200 can earn you $1 million. And I'm honored to serve as evidence of what's possible for you if you really take this thing serious. But to the business partners, max out. It's time to stop procrastinating. Every single business partner, I challenge you to go out there and help one person this week get their businesses started. One person, just one. A Get One campaign. Why? Because Ms. McCombs, there's somebody's blessing attached to our obedience. And you said something very key earlier. You said, this is not happenstance. This is not just by chance, because you and I both believe in divine appointment. And I believe this is a divine appointment that's happening for somebody right now, to he or she who has an ear. You got to hear this, but you can't just hear it. You also have to be doers of the word. Now, Ms. McCombs, if we go out there and execute and then decide to help somebody, and then Mr. Bradley, in his words of wisdom, save somebody's life, start saving people, not recruiting people, it's called game over. So Get One campaign. That's the execution I would call for the business partners. And if you a guest, get started and then get you one person this week. Help somebody this week because somebody need this. Ms. McCombs, back to you.
I love it. I love it. So everybody, that's all that's been said. Honestly, there's a poll that I just put up to ask if you're ready to get started or if you have some questions. Look, just for time, because I don't want to hold my coach over because I know he has other things going on. For time purposes, get back with the person that invited you and get your questions answered. But for the people that are ready to get started, well, it takes about 15 minutes to get you up and running. They help you start making money. Y'all, I love the fact that we have the ability that we can get started in a business opportunity and go to work and start making money. Well, you can get paid next week. So if you are that number one and you're ready to get your business started, put it in the chat and put the person's name beside it that invited you. Just put number one. Number one says, I'm ready. I want some things to change in my life. In order for things to change, you must change. So if you're that number one and ready to get started, put it in the chat and the person's name that invited you. And if you're number two, put that in the chat and the person's name that invited you. That way they can get back with you and they can get your questions answered. I see some number ones. Congratulations, congratulations. Mr. Moore, thank you, thank you, thank you for this empowering conversation on Money Talks. Can we get you back again? Because there's more questions I would love to ask you later.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I did see a number 2 in there that said they had questions.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they posed the
Do you
question.
have a few, do you have a few minutes?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm
So
here to
if-
serve.
Okay, if you are a number 2 and you have some questions, raise your hand and we'll bring you off mute. So raise your hand on the app. There's a reaction button at the bottom of your app where you can raise your hand.
And what I'll do, Ms. McCombs, I did read one question. I think it's probably from a business partner. They asked, what empowering questions do I ask? When I say always, nobody can tell me no. Go watch the PS3 training video. I have 2 empowering questions in that video that's in your back office. So again, that's what I would suggest to that person, because we're not going to do a training, but I do want to entertain questions. So there's a PS3 training video in your back office that I did 8 years ago. And I asked 2 very empowering peak interest questions that always gets you a yes. You can form it how you want to, but always end with, does that make sense to you? And it's going to help you tremendously because it helps with the sifting and the sorting. I did read that questions.
And it's one that you don't have on the PS3 video that I actually mentioned it in training tonight in Huntsville that I really love. And you, again, help put things in perspective. You said that you asked the individual, if you found a way to set your family financially free, would you tell me about it? And the individual gonna say yes. And then you said your response is, I found it. You need to take a look at what I'm doing. That was the game changer right there for me. Especially with men, because they want you straight to the point, you know, and that was a good one. So next time you record the PS3 video, can you record that one?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
thank you. I don't see any number 2s with their hand raised. Any number 2s? Raise your hand. Okay. Mr. Moore.
All right.
Well, again, thank you so much for spending 50 minutes with us on tonight. So thank you.
Honored.
Thank you. And you have an amazing rest of your night. Everybody, thank you. Get back with the person that invited you. Get your business started, not now, but right now. Don't keep looking. Nothing's going to change. Whatever we say is going to always be the same. All you got to do is just make a decision. Get your business started, not now, but right now. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Moore, and thank you, Ms. Amanda Owens. And thank you to all the co-hosts on here. Thank you.
My pleasure.